Dangers of using a payroll 401k plan. Hey everyone, Adam Bergman here, tax attorney and founder of IRA Financial. In today's video, I have Tim Caldwell explain to us and really help inform all of us the dangers of using a payroll 401k company. Now, I've known Tim for a bunch of years. He's been working in the pension industry for 40 years. Yeah, hard to believe. 30 years at Pension Investors. And actually how I found Tim is I had some clients that were using payroll companies for their 401k. Nothing against payroll companies. We use payroll companies for payroll.
For payroll.
Not for 401k plans.
Right.
Why? Because they don't know what they're doing when it comes to 401k plans. They know payroll really well. God bless them. But they're not specialized TPAs. So Tim, today we're gonna have some fun talking some horror stories because I know you have some. I have some from clients that are just mind-boggling and super upsetting. But just real quick, explain the role of pension investors as a third-party administrator.
So a third-party administrator, otherwise known as a TPA, their main role is to help design the correct type of retirement plan for each business entity. And in doing so, there's a lot of questions to ask. There's a lot of information that you have to put together and then help to put the right piece of the puzzle, whether it's about the employees or the type of plan or how much they want to fund. And that third-party administrator then, after we've designed it, is tasked with keeping the plan compliant from year to year, because it doesn't just get set up and then thrown into the corner.
It's not static. It changes. Employees are hired.
It's always moving.
Yeah.
And so you've got to stay on top of that and you've got to have communication with the employer. So that's an ongoing, we charge an annual fee for it. It's an ongoing relationship.
That's what you do. You don't do payroll. You do pension plans.
So when I hear that a payroll company, and there's a couple of large payroll companies out there that are in the retirement plan space because they say we can do it for free. And if anyone ever says we can do it for free, that's when you need to say, no, thank you. Run for the hills, because they're charging you. They're just charging you per participant. And it's the bad part about it is they should be doing payroll.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, they should be doing payroll. They don't have credentials. Pension investors and some of the good TPAs around the country credential their employees. That means they go through strict and hard training to stay on top of all the rules, and they get these credentials. Payroll companies don't have. They have payroll people that know how to do payroll and deductions and technology and stuff like that, and so they miss it. There's so many times that we've been asked to take over a plan because of a certain payroll provider that sent a letter sometime this year. Like right now, they would get a letter and it would be about 2023's taxes or failure to fund. The plan is top heavy now, and you have this required 3% contribution. They're like, why didn't they tell me this last year? Well, I could have done some changes. Well, they can't, because they're always behind the 8 ball. They're always behind doing it there. So they're so busy doing payroll. How are you going to try to, it's a full-time task being a third party.
Yeah. So I had a recent horror story. I had a client that has multiple businesses, and this payroll company was satisfying one of their businesses and basically offered this person a 401k. It was just him and his wife. They didn't know he had another business with like 60 employees. So they set up this solo 401k for him. They told him he can do it. And he violated the control group rules. He over contributed. He got audited by the IRS. He paid $150,000 in fee penalties and fines. And literally just because he had a kid in the payroll company that was basically being paid commission to upsell this plan. It's not their fault. They didn't understand all the rules. The control group rules, affiliate service are very complicated. That's why these guys specialize in it. And it ended up costing this client $150K. It was a total disaster, a mess. And that's just one. I mean, I know we've talked about this all the time.
I mean, they sometimes will do 401k deductions. They'll do all the deductions and all the payroll functions, and then the money never goes. It sits in the client's payroll accounts for years. And then they go, well, you never told me to send it. Well, that's not our role. We're a payroll company. Well, no, you're supposed to be the one compliant doing these returns and responsible for the 5,500. And then this is the biggest one. Usually their forms, they're not delivering, and we deliver them to the clients, or we make sure they get them. We make sure they get signed. they just send out an email and there's no follow-up. And so they miss their deadlines. It's horrible.
It's crazy. It's almost like going to a doctor and saying, well, you're a doctor, right? You do payroll, but my teeth hurt. So you're a dentist too, right? And you're like, well, okay, yeah, I'm a doctor. I can be a dentist. It's kind of like payroll. Yeah, we do payroll really well, but we might as well offer you retirement plans because we make more money. We have your payroll. How hard could it be? Trust me, I'm a tax lawyer. I have a master's in taxation. I've written 9 books. This stuff is hard. It's complicated. That's why IRA Financial is partnering with pension investors. These guys have been doing it for 40 plus years, okay? I'm 48 years old, I'll be 49. Like, this company started pretty much when I was a baby. So there's a reason they're good at what they do, and there's a reason payroll companies are good at what they do. And I think anyone who says they're going to offer you a plan for free and just do the retirement planning, like, it's going to cost you money at the end. I promise you, whether you use pension investors or some other TPA company, because there's a lot of good companies in the country, don't use a payroll company for your retirement plan. It's going to be a disaster. I'm sorry.
Amen.
And I'm not naming names, nothing against these payroll companies. We use them. They're great companies. They're just not good at 401ks or especially combo plans, which they actually don't do, right?
Right.
Thankfully, they've realized they don't do combos, but they'll set up 401ks for you. And that ends up being sometimes pretty problematic.
And the biggest stuff, we do it as convenience. So but conveniently that could be.
This is your retirement. You don't want to mess around with your retirement. So thank you, Tim. Really appreciate your time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for hanging out and look forward to seeing everyone again on the next video.